Hi Josh, Liam, Joanna and Janice. Thank you for your submission and thank you for all your hard work this semester. I really appreciate that, and I think it all shows in the quality of what you've produced. First thing, I'd like to just quickly run through your piece. Sorry about that, here we go again. Okay, so that's, I think that has come together really well. I think that your whole piece is working very well as a complete message. I think the message is conveyed extremely well, and the choice of media as well is particularly striking. I think that it's all worked very well as a general whole. So I just want to go through some of the points for assessment. Now, the first thing I wanted to say, you've uploaded it to Moodle, that's fine. And as I said, the general level of creativity is really quite high. I really enjoy the way that you have integrated your animated elements. I think the animations are great. And this message about pesticides, I think that's great. So as well as your use of colour to convey a message, I think is working really well. It's certainly very interesting, and the music supports but doesn't get in the way, which is great. So all good there. Now, the use of screen space, I think in general that everything has fit quite nicely within the screen space. You're respecting quite well all of the different safe zones, so that's good. In general, all of your stuff where it's important are keeping well and truly within all of the zones that are required, so that's great. So no real problems with that. And I think aesthetically, I think it's clean. I think it works well. You've got your symbols that are working well, not just as a representation of the hexagonal beehive structure, but it also really works as almost as like a branding in a way. If you were some movement trying to protect bees, I think this also works quite well as a logo, and the design sense is really quite strong. As is your sense of colour and contrast of colour. I think that also works really well. Typography, you haven't really, again, maybe it's about brand, I'm not sure, because I think that you've done well to integrate your brand also into the honey here as well. We haven't really used too many variations, although it's consistent, it's clean, and it works, and you're not trying to do anything unusual. I think the only real issue I've got here is a sudden I'm not really sold on the way this last bit of text is presented. I'm not sure what it is, whether it's the sudden appearance of round fonts and offset with your straight fonts as well. Doesn't quite marry. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but just in stomach feeling, I feel that could be done either maybe to offset it so that the the quote appears first and then you just have your credits coming at the end, but to have the two types together I think does clash a little bit. Now the editing, I think in general we just got a bunch of cuts, so there's no real flow. I wouldn't say there's a story because there's no specific character. So although she appears quite often, so Joanna's here and is kind of all over the place. So she's going, but then again, she's in a shopping centre. I guess people move left and right all over the shopping centre. It's not like there's a big voyage or anything, so that's great. I think it's good that you've got nice still motionless stuff. Everything seems quite down, locked and steady. And I particularly like the fact that you've used the still photography cameras as video cameras, because the sweet depth of field that you're managing to achieve in some of the shots I think is very striking. So I commend your use there as well. And these really tight pull focus shots where you've got your products up the front but still manage to keep everything with that nice right focus. Sorry about that, had a bit of an interruption there for a few minutes. Now just to continue on with my discussion of your work, I think that in particular the bee animation I find to be probably one of the strongest aspects of your work. I find that the way that they move and the quick light inertia that they have really is quite a feature for this piece. So my commendations to that one. It works really, really well and it's very believable. The editing works well. I think that the lighting and mood also. The fading through to the grayscale I think works well in terms of the semantics and the message you're trying to convey. So I'm very pleased with that. Your use of motion tracking and stabilization is also evident. Here I think that's worked well. It stabilized the footage. Everything seems to be rock solid. I don't think you've used a bit of motion tracking, I suspect. If not, it's very convincing in any case. And yeah, just those bees, wow. All right, so in general, I think that it works very well. It's certainly quite entertaining. It's quite original, and yeah, you should be very pleased with this one. I think it's worked very well. So overall, I think it's an excellent piece of work, and my commendations to all of you. Well done.